Hello YouTubers, welcome back to part 3 of my YouTube Devlog. So yeah, I got a bit delay while uploading this video because actually I was out of Godot, meaning I was learning texturing in Blender. I won't be deep diving into everything that I learned this month because there were a lot of things that were minute and had to focus on, and moreover I did not keep a note of it, so don't worry, I will try to share everything that I do remember. Before we start the video, if you want the complete tool setup which I have for my Blender to Godot, and if you want everything to be explained in detail, then make sure to comment it in the comment box so that I can add this topic for my upcoming videos. So if you are new to the channel, then don't forget to like and subscribe the channel, and let's get started. Looking at Blender at the start of new year, I focused on texturing and upgrading my game lobby look. Modeling was mostly done by the end of Devlog 2, so now it was time to add textures. So where did I get the textures from? Well, it's CC0 sites. Yeah, I checked out other sites too, but nothing felt right. So I stuck with CC0 for some models like copper and mud pots. I used combination of procedural and image textures, meaning some textures were image based while the other were procedurally generated by Blender. But then another dilemma hit me. What should I do with the textures? I mean, the repeating textures, the modified textures, procedural generated textures, or like, should I bake everything? If I bake all the textures, then my game size will skyrocket. And if I try to generate them procedurally in Godot, players will end up watching shader compilation screens forever till they die. So my final decision was to bake heavy shaders and handle minor color changes in Godot directly. I even decided to convert all the textures to WebP format so that the project size can be lean and mean. You can see the size of WebP versus other formats for the same image texture. Meanwhile, I also started working on enemy animations. I grabbed some from Mixamo, but of course, glitches came as a bonus. The melee draw animation had some position shifting issues, so I had to manually correct everything. Spent quite a few days filtering and fixing all the combat animations. And yeah, the problem of rotation from my devlog to still persist, and it's gonna again take some more time. So now, moving on Godot. In my last two videos, the player looked kinda sad without a bow and arrow. So I finally added them properly. Also, I got the bow animation independent from the player animation so that in future the RPG style bow upgrades can be added. And here is how the bow and arrow animation iterations went. First, added a basic bow, then played the animation, made sure string was grabbed properly, spawned the arrow in the right position, wrote logic to make sure arrow always points towards the bow, created the shoot function. Sounds easy? No. At one point, the arrow turned into an helicopter. Helicopter! Sometimes the bow would randomly drop for no reason. Sometimes it would fly off to unknown dimensions. Spent 3 days full of fixing this mess. To make things more interactive, I also added a hinge joint to the arrow stand so that whenever the player runs, the arrow stand moves slightly, making it feel more alive, and the player can say, "Wow, what a masterpiece game this actually is." Speaking of weird arrows, have you ever seen a dancing arrow? I was trying to implement arrow upgrades, but I couldn't get the stability right. No matter how much I tried, the balance was completely off. Eventually, I had to drop these features, so yeah, I accidentally created dancing arrows in my game. I tweaked Godot's UI a bit because my mouse left button was broken. Yeah, the struggle is real. I couldn't properly drag and drop textures. So I shifted the file manager to the bottom for easier access. To speed up the iteration, I enabled .blend file support, allowing me to import Blender files directly into Godot. Well, Lightning was a bit problematic, so I had to manually adjust few things. To make lobby more engaging, I added the cloth animation. For the animation, I wrote the shader code in Godot that used a gradient and noise displacement for the wind effect. I didn't really finalize the HUD concept yet, so I just kept it simple for now. And also, I made the camera slightly dynamic so that whenever the player moves the mouse, the camera also moves with it and gives a cinematic feel. Finally, the end of Devlog, and yeah, the frame rates were pretty good for this lobby screen, and I don't need to worry about optimization. And also, soon I'll be uploading this demo debug release on my GitHub so that you guys can check it out and have enjoyment. So that's it for the video. Thank you guys for watching my video. Do like, do comment the video if you actually like it, and always have a great day.